Hello friends, welcome back to Belle's Library. I'm Heather, and today we're going to do the 20 bookish questions tag. I originally saw this, at least most recently, on Jolien Reads' channel. I may have seen it before because I feel like this tag's been around for a while, but she was the one that I was like, oh, I should do this. This looks really fun. So I'm going to link her video down below for you guys. So before we start answering these lovely bookish questions, get on down below, click subscribe, and check out my Goodreads and Instagram as well while you're at it. They will be linked for you guys. Now, as this tag kind of tells you, we have 20 questions and they're all bookish related. I did not really read through all the questions. Obviously, I've watched the tag, but it's been a little bit since I watched it, and I didn't really prep for this. I just got the questions and we're just gonna chit chat pretty much. If you guys want to answer some of these questions down below, I would absolutely love to chit chat with you about some of these questions. I am sure that that would be a great time. I really enjoy talking to you guys down in the comments. Without further ado though, let's go ahead and start with the first question, shall we? How many books is too many books in a book series? Well, this is kind of a complicated question. I don't feel like a lot of books in a book series is a bad thing. I don't really know that I have a limit for how many books I like to have in a book series. My problem lately is I just don't finish book series. So if the book series becomes 7 books long or something, I'm probably not going to get there for the next like 3 or 4 years or something. I've been kind of enjoying duologies and trilogies because I'm finishing those up a little bit more often. There's a few like quartets that I still haven't even finished that are even farther off. So that makes it a little trickier for me to just finish them because I have so many books I'm interested in reading. But I love series and I love long series. And honestly, if you have more books, you get more and more connected to the characters. There's more to tell. You have like so much more going on. So I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing in any way. And I don't think that there's any problem with having a long series. So yeah, it's my own personal problem of actually reading and finishing through series. That's really the problem. I don't know if that really answers it for you, but there it is. Book number two. Question number 2. How do you feel about cliffhangers? I have a hate and love relationship with these darn things. I truly can hate them in that sometimes, like, if the next book isn't out or something, I'm dying. Or if I just, like, I have so many things on my TBR that I can't get to the next book, then I'm like, just like, I need to know what's happening. I actually just finished Kingdom of Copper by S.A. Chakraborty, and there was kind of a cliffhanger happening, and I'm just like, I need the other book now. So, kind of hate that for that reason, but also love it because it, like, propels me into wanting to read more. Or like when the chapter even can like kind of end on a cliffhanger, then I'm like, well, now I have to read another chapter, right? But then there's also the like cliffhanger at the end of a book where nothing at all was answered and they just leave you hanging. And that I feel like can work sometimes in like horror, mystery, thriller kind of stuff. Sometimes I'm one of those people that it can work okay for me. But like sometimes in like a fantasy book or something, it will piss me off because I'm like, now I have to go read the next series just to find out any answers, but I want at least some answers to have happened in the book, and then you can still leave me with a cliffhanger for more. So I obviously have some thoughts on this. Quite a few thoughts on this, don't I? All right. Anyways, question number 3, hardback or paperback? I feel like none of these questions I have like a straight answer for you guys. I personally love the look of a hardback book. I really enjoy like the sturdiness of it, and like I like to collect more hardbacks, but at the same time, I really enjoy reading paperbacks so much more. They're a lot easier to read. They're a lot like more comfortable in that way. But then I feel like, I don't know, I don't like it when the spines crack or they get all like bent on the cover or like. So, I don't know. Different reasons for liking each, I guess. Number 4, favorite book? Are you kidding me? You want me to choose one book that is a favorite book? That is, like, impossible. I don't, like, what? I actually just put out a video recently on my favorite books of the year so far in 2021 for the first half. So quite a few great books in there, like Legendborn by Tracy Dion. It's actually right behind me. Slay by Brittany Morris. Love that one. I didn't read these books this year, but The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is probably one of my all-time favorites, as well as The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. So many books that I could definitely say are like my favorite. So that's a really hard one. And then number 5 is the other end of that, least favorite book. And for this, trying to think of a book I didn't DNF that would be a least favorite book for me. I try not to like hold on to books that I'm just like, meh. I would say I read The Asylum by John Harwood. It was like a punishment book. It wasn't good, and I actually did finish that one. There's been a few that haven't been my favorite, but I didn't finish, like The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. I did not finish that. I got like 50-60%, and I was like, I can't handle this anymore. This chick is driving me nuts. Now, moving into number 6, love triangle. Yes or no? I am in the house of, I actually don't mind a love triangle. I'm gonna be honest. I think that sometimes they can be a little cringy and they can go the wrong way, but I think a lot of the times, like, it just adds an extra element to the story. Like, Legendborn definitely headed towards a love triangle, but I'm so okay with it. I feel like there's kind of one in, again, City of Brass, Kingdom of Copper. We've got a little bit of that happening right now, and I'm okay with it. And I'm not even sure who I ship. I think I know who I ship, but I'm not, like, 100% attached to it. So, and I'm not 100% sure which way it's going to go, or if it's even going to go with any of these two. Anyways. I think it can definitely work, and I'm for it. Number 7 is the most recent book you just couldn't finish. So, I believe that this would actually be My Heart is a Chainsaw by Stephen Graham Jones. I am not DNFing this forever, but I did try to read it and start it during Summerween. And I just could not get into it. It was like way too much about slasher films, and I just was like, can we have other, like, I was enjoying the other bits of the story, but it was just not enough of that. I was just kind of like, I don't know that I'm in the mood for this. So I temporarily DNF'd it, but technically I couldn't finish it, at least not this time. So that would be there. But one that I'm for sure DNFing, like, it's not coming back, I know I'm not enjoying it, is Circe by Madeline Miller. I recently DNF'd that one. Oh gosh, it was so boring. It was really boring. I just couldn't do it. I don't know what people are enjoying in that story. Like, I was trying to finish it just so that I could see, but I couldn't. Nope, couldn't do it. Okay, so on number 8, we have a book I'm currently reading. So, I actually just finished a book, as I've talked about, but I have an audiobook that I am finishing up today, I'm hoping. I'm pretty close to the end, and that is Geek Love by Catherine Dunn. And it is very interesting. It is an odd book, I will say that. We're following, like, this Carney family that all have, like, these weird bits to them. I don't know, they're, like, all a little odd, but they were, like, made to be that way. Like, the parents, like, experimented in ways to make sure that they had really weird, odd children that could, like, be a part of their carnival-y, carny circus, traveling circus type thing. So yeah, we've got, like, an albino humpback, and we've got Aqua Boy, and we've got these twins that, like, are like Siamese twins, kind of. And yeah, there's just, I don't know. It's interesting. It's definitely, this family's twisted. Like, I was thinking, like, they're gonna, like, shine through in, like, some good way, like, oh, so what, we're freaks, but we have good heart. No, they're very twisted and messed up, and, like, it's very unusual. I don't know. I want to tell you more, but I would give things away. I will just say that one of them, like, makes his own kind of religion church thing going on, and he gets people to, like, amputate their toes and feet and stuff, and it's like, what? Why would you do that? Why would you willingly do that? But these people will just willingly do it. And that is the crazy psychology that people, like, I could believe that somebody somehow could mess people up in the brain enough to make them think that they want to do that. You know, like, yeah, weird. Anyways, let's see what's next, shall we? Number 9, last book you recommended to someone. I recommend a lot of books on my channel here, so that's a thing. I'm trying to think back to like maybe recommending a book to someone on my channel, but I don't have a ton of readers in my life. I do have like my mom reads some, so sometimes I recommend to her books. I'm trying to think of what I recommended to her recently. I gave her The Night Swim by Megan Goldman, and she enjoyed that quite a bit, so that could be one. That was a while ago, though. I'm sure I've done other recommendations since then besides my BookTube channel. I just can't think of it. Okay, so the next couple questions looks like I need to go on to Goodreads and check it out. So we've got the oldest book that I've read by publication date, and then the newest book that I've read, publication date. So let me run to my Goodreads here, and we'll kind of check it out. Let's see, go into my read area. We're gonna do publication date. Okay, so newest book that I've read was released July 6th, 2021. It is July 21st right now. And that is 6 Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. And I really enjoyed this one. It was super cute. It follows Princess Shiori, and she has some magic, but she keeps it kind of hidden because her father in the kingdom like outlawed magic, and it's just not something not like is supposed to be happening. But her stepmother finds out about it, and she ends up cursing Shiori and her 6 brothers, and turns her 6 brothers into cranes, and basically tells Shiori, if you speak a word, every word that you speak is going to kill one of your brothers. And so she's trying to figure out how to like break this curse and get back to her kingdom and save them. And it's really, really good, and I really enjoyed it. And on the other end of that, oldest book by publication date, at least according to Goodreads, I can put like certain things in here, like stuff I read in high school, like some of the classics and stuff. I don't have all of those in here. So it looks like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe was by C.S. Lewis, October 16th, 1950. Is the oldest book, and I actually just bought the series recently, and I want to reread it. I really enjoyed reading it when I was younger, and The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is probably my favorite out of them, but maybe rereading them, maybe that would be different. I don't know. So yeah, I should go back and reread those, but very fun series, and I'm actually really surprised that that's the oldest one. I forget that those are that old. Okay, so number 12 says favorite author. Kind of similar to favorite book. I have a bunch. I'm trying to think of some authors I've read more than one book from, so then I can be like, yes, really enjoyed a lot of their like work, but gosh, Taylor Jenkins Reid definitely comes to mind. Very much enjoyed her work. Oh, Elizabeth Acevedo for sure. I've read several of her books. Really, really, really enjoyed everything I've read from her. I would also add in Christina Lauren. I really enjoy pretty much all of their books that I pick up. So there's a few that I would throw in there that I've read more than one book, or like some authors have read multiple books, but it's within one series, so can't quite count them yet. So that's what we're going with. Number 13, buying books or borrowing books. I love to do both, but I borrow a ton of books from my library. I actually just was doing my stats, so for like the first half of the year, I borrowed 70 books from my library, and only 30 that I read off of my shelves. So I do borrow a lot there, but I love buying books as well. I'm just trying to lessen that because I really need to buy like another bookcase because I'm running out of room really bad. But I have a ton of books I haven't read off my bookcase too, so I really want to like try to actually read those before I start buying more. So yeah, it's kind of a thing. I think we all kind of have that issue here in that we just love books and we want to consume them and own them, but you know, sometimes there's only so much time. Number 14 is a book that I dislike that everyone else seems to love. Circe, again, we can just talk about that one and throw that one in there because so many people love this book. It is so hyped, and I'm just no on that one. Which is fine. Everybody, has the right to enjoy or not enjoy whatever they want to enjoy. 15, bookmarks or dog ears. I do tend to use bookmarks quite a bit more lately, but not to say that I actually used to dog ear my pages. My dad does that, and so when I was younger, I used to do that a lot. I don't really do it anymore unless I'm in a pinch. I usually grab my bookmark, or I'll just grab whatever the heck is near me. I have used a plastic wrapper and thrown it in there, a piece of paper that's sitting next to me, anything that can just slide in there. I use the cover of the hardback and we'll flip it in if it's not towards the middle and it's kind of towards one of the ends. I can just kind of slide it in there. Definitely do that quite a bit. Number 16 is a book you can always reread. I do not reread very often. So I want to. There's so many books I would love to reread. I would love to reread The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, The Unhoneymooners. I would love to reread House in the Cerulean Sea, We Are Okay by Nina LaCour. The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern would be really good to reread. So many books I would love, 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 love to reread. I just don't reread that often. So I don't have much of an answer here. The book that I have reread the most is the Harry Potter series. I've reread that series more times than I could probably count. Number 17 is, can you read while listening to music or having some kind of music or background music going on? I can. I tend to be, I have a child, I have a husband, he likes to game, I've got pets, I've always got things going on in the background, so I've learned to just not really let that deter me. Sometimes I like to even put a little ambiance on the TV from YouTube and just have that going in the background. I think I probably read a little bit faster when I don't have all the distractions in the background. It's not something I definitely always put on and have, and I'm yes, I want to listen to music all the time when I'm reading. Preferably I would not have anything going in the background to distract me, but it's just not the way life works. So yeah. All right, we're almost there. We got number 18, one POV or multiple POVs. I don't know if I have a preference for this. There are tons of books that I enjoy in both categories, and sometimes I really enjoy having the multiple perspectives because you can kind of see things in different situations from multiple sides, and it can make a very interesting story. But I think at the same time, sometimes when you have a book with 4 different POVs, it's just you can't get enough detail about things because you've got too many point of views going on. But also, one point of view, you can really become connected to a character, and I think there's a lot of stories that work well that way, and I'm totally happy to immerse myself into them. So, I'm happy with whatever. I am not that picky on that. Number 19, do you read a book in one sitting or over multiple days? Pretty much always over multiple days. I don't usually have enough time in one day to sit and fully read through a book. I usually read a lot in the evenings, but during the day, I'm usually busy doing a lot of other stuff around the house, doing YouTube stuff, doing stuff with my daughter, my husband, whatever. I don't tend to have a ton of time to read a book throughout a whole entire day. I kind of spread it out, and I'm okay with that. I think it's good. I just slowly can take it in. If I take it in too fast, I probably will forget way too much of it. Probably enjoying it quite a bit, but that's fast. I don't know. Give it a few days. And number 20 is, who do you tag? So I will tag if Rye, if you haven't done this, or Kelsey at Bookishly Nerdy, or I don't know, whoever hasn't done this tag and would like to do this tag. It's been fun. I would love to hear your answers. Tag me to let me know that you did it so I can watch your video. And I will talk to you guys very soon. Let me know down below your answers to some of these questions, and we can chit chat. Bye guys.